A very warm welcome to you all. Our guest tonight is Axel Louis. He is the co-founder of the Mauritius Stunt Academy, the first stunt school in the country. It participates in the development of the Mauritian film industry. Operational for a year already, Mauritius Stunt Academy trains for around 60 people who in the long term will integrate the world of cinema. Axel Wee, thank you so much for joining us in the studio of the NBC. It's such a delight to have you on the set again tonight.
Hi, and thank you for your invitation. This is a great pleasure to be here, and so ready to share more about what is the stunt, our stunt academy, and it was a great pleasure to be here.
Axel, many people love action movies. Watching the action hero on the screen, we are sometimes amazed at how they can dodge death at every turn. From death-defying leaps from trains to giant explosions, today's movie stars survive some of the most unbelievable dangers. But we most probably know that it's not the movie stars throughout the filming of the movie. Most of the examples that we have just mentioned are in fact called stunts. Explain to us the role and importance of a stuntman.
So the role of the stuntman is to perform any specific skills, which include jumping, falling off heights, fighting scenes, escaping, and every specific skills that include into the stunts. These are done by the stuntman, and which perform as either a role in the movie or as the stunt double of an actor. The stunt double who's doubling the main actor, where the actor should not be at risk of anything, because if the actor is hurt during the set, so all the set is over. So this is why it's very important. The role of stunt, who has specific skills to do these actions, are used for the action scene and every scene that includes stunts. And this is done with the assistant of the stunt coordinator, who will do a specific risk assessment and to check by every stunt is done in the safest way possible.
And stunts have actually been around since the earliest days of movies. Filmmakers had to figure a way to include fight scenes without anyone getting home. And the actors use so many techniques to do that, right? But do you feel that movies have become more complex since then and they involved more complicated stunts?
I would say with the new era, new innovation, new ideas, I won't say complicated. I would say more challenging, but which make it more exciting. It make it more exciting, and for me as a stunt, it make it more exciting with the more challenge. But yeah.
But do you think that quite often we can say that the stuntman is in a way the unsung hero of a movie? They take punches, blows for that are meant for the movie star. What's your view on that?
Um, I would say that the stunt people are trained and skilled person. The trained skilled person, and the risk go. We have risks that go from mild risk, that once it is under control, and we check up the stunt coordinator role, which is about checking up all the safety measures around the stunt, and it goes even under control from mild risk, and even under control at some points with a large amount of risk. So this is upon the stunt coordinator and the stunt person. But every stunt person that go through the movie, they are all trained and skilled and qualified to do the stunt being asked as much in the safest way possible.
But it's also very exciting, right? To be a stuntman, and like you've mentioned, they do their job with a lot of safety.
Yes.
Yes, and you have launched your Mauritius Stunt Academy a year ago.
Yeah.
What's your mission for that academy? How did the concept come up?
Together with my co-founder Olivier Sulpice, so our mission is to create professional stuntmen, so provide guidance, provide professional guidance, and create professional stuntmen in Mauritius, where tomorrow a stuntman is a profession here in Mauritius. So we want this to be a profession where any person willing to join through their passion, is a passion, is it by through sport field, and want to join and earn money and just work through the passion, they can join the stunt academy or join the film industry through the stunts. And this is what we want. Our mission is to create this job prospect to people around. And by doing so, we also want to create, by creating a school, a professional school, we want to create more movies to come to Mauritius. So bringing more production from outside coming to Mauritius to shoot in Mauritius, even national movies, but creating more demand and more production coming to Mauritius to shoot in Mauritius with the school here and providing already providing stunts guys, stunt performers. So yeah, this is the mission behind.
And last time when you came, you actually talked about parkour, where you had actually launched your Immersion Academy.
Yeah.
So can someone who practice parkour do stunts as well for the movies?
Definitely. And as a parkour guy, as a parkour athlete, as have the occasion to work on several movies where I have performed my parkour skills for the movies, jumping off building and jumping, rolling, falling, which is enroll around parkour. And they have most of my friends as well, my athletes in parkour, have get the opportunity to work through parkour and perform parkour into commercials, movies. So yeah, any person that do parkour are very eligible to be on set.
You're very much in the Daredevil's discipline then, right? How did you build that interest?
Um,
Because parkour and stunt are quite risky to perform, right?
they're quite risky,
Yeah.
yes, but I've learned through this is what I started from the lowest part, so starting and learning, and this is what brought me to be here right now, because through my year of learning, my parkour in learning all the skills, I've learned to overcome my obstacle, overcome my fears, and by knowing what I can do and what I cannot do. So this is one thing that we teach as well, is know your limits, you know your limits, and you work upon overcoming your fears by doing what you can do. And this, okay, I can do this now, maybe I can push a little bit more, I push a little bit more, and it always increases like this. And there's no like trying just like this. It's always training, knowing what we can do, knowing our limits, our capacities, I would say, our capacities and abilities, and then increasing this, then increasing the level.
Explain to us how exactly does a stunt take place in a movie concerning the safety, especially because I believe safety should be a collective effort, right?
Exactly. So our stunt performers are trained and in such a way that safety is the priority, always the priority on set for our stunt performers, for the stunt performers as well as the crew members around. So we make sure that safety is the first priority on set and the environment is safe. For instance, in a movie where any movie or any commercial that are asked to have stunts, we always be the stunt performer or the stunt coordinator do a risk assessment where we'll check by the environment, is it safe enough, is the stunt safe, is the stunt performer eligible to do the stunt, so we choose and put a stunt performer who is specific to this specific action, and of course with crash mat where needed, protective gears where needed, and so we make sure that the action happening is in the safest way.
And nowadays, with technology, many dangerous stunts are actually performed with some movie effects. Some believe that it may provide a safer future concerning stunts. What's your view on that?
I would say that there are some stunts, but which are life threatening or death-defying acts, or which are not physically and humanly possible, should be done by visual effect. But yet there are some part of it that are done, slight part of it are done by stuntmen, which is incredible, and we won't believe. And one of the example is, I don't know if you watched John Wick, the
Yes,
third
yes.
one, where the men fall off a building.
Yeah.
It was actually done with in step by, but on a height, and they did it with all the safety. And some of it was a visual effect, and some of it was the fall was done from a stunt person.
Oh.
So um, visual effect has its importance in every action, explosion, and some action that are humanly and physically not possible.
Not possible. And in your academy, do you actually have women also
We
who
do have
perform
women.
stunts?
Yes, we do have women.
Hmm. And exactly, what are the techniques then that your academy teach before someone can go and do a stunt in a movie?
Okay, so first of all is the understanding of how a stunt happen, the understanding of how the stunt happen, and so it's all about like our motto say in our logo. It's giving illusion is our art, so it's an art of illusion as well. How it's as well as sort of illusion and skills, of course, but how it happen. So it's about reactions, about acting. There's a lot of acting into it. So stunt doesn't get really hurt when he or she does a stunt during a movie. So it's a big part of acting, of reaction. Of course, there's combat skills. We teach, which is the most, we teach the what are most frequent in the movies. So it's fighting scenes are most frequent in movies, falls, parkour, and rigging about ropes and just pulling up. So we do have these as well, and we teach this as well. And mostly all the basic things about stunts. This is what we'll teach first in our academy. But I'll say mainly is acting, reaction, and fighting. Like the main things that will be everywhere.
While performing all this, you really have to trust your intuition at times, right?
Again.
While you're performing all these stunts, you really have to trust your intuition at times.
Yes. So the stunt performer knows his abilities and capabilities and knows where he is. So by being a stuntman, we train our body to be space awareness. We have the space awareness and the yeah, we know where we are in the air, and this is very one of the specific skills that develop while training to be a stunt. So you know what your space is around. You know where you are in the air, what's happening in any action you're doing. So you know your space around, and you are aware of what you're doing and what your body is doing in the air or on the ground. So it's a very conscious action.
And there are around 60 people, like we've mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
who train in your academy. How do you ensure then that everyone reach their highest potential?
So we do actually set recurrent training where we're stunt trainers. The trainers will make sure that we check up the basic skills, the basic skill of fighting, reaction. We always check up and evaluate about the basic skills if it's very up to date. And once in a time, we'll move upon bigger stunt like how to fall from a stairs and how to fall how to safely fall from the stairs, how to fall from a height in parkour, and how to escape. And we do keep recurrent training.
Besides joining a stunt academy, a stunt school, it's however important to hone some skills as well, right? For example, concerning our fitness level.
Yes. So while beside the fact of joining the academy, we also there's a very big part of health and fitness, and this doesn't mean that anyone could not join, because in the movie stunt performers with the stunt doubles can be in different morphology, but we do assure and ensure that there's a health and safety measures and health and safety lifestyle taking part, because you need endurance. In a movie, you won't do it once. You'll do it twice, thrice, or 4 times, 5 times. You can do it 6 times. There's a lot of time you can do the same action. So you need a lot of endurance, a lot of physique, condition, healthy lifestyle. So we do make sure that this is up to date.
Is there any pre-requirement that you ask before someone join the academy?
Not really, but we make sure as well that all the person joining has are medically fit to join, fit to join, because we need to know if there's any past medical issues. So to make sure that what can be done and what cannot be done. For instance, someone who has, I won't say problems or bones or something that past injury that where because stunts needs a lot of folds and a lot of shock as well, but shock with safety measures. But we need to make sure that that person is medically assured and medically fit to do to perform all the stunts that we are going to train through the program.
Axel, since being a stuntman effectively involves acting as a double for someone, sometimes we may think that stuntman involves a lot of independent work. But I believe we'd be wrong. It also requires a good teamwork. What's your view on that?
Exactly, because for example, I've worked on a movie, The Prisoners of Paradise, where I was doing the stunt double of the main actor. And yes, it requires a lot of teamwork because you need to check with the actor, how is he doing, how is he landing, how is he doing. So there's a communication happening, there's a teamwork, okay, and there's the share happening as well. And yes, there's a great teamwork within the actor and within the stunt coordinator and the stunts to coordinate all the move and as well as the crew member because you need to know like there's the continuity in the movie. So if you have your hands in a certain way, you need to make sure it was this way. No watch was here. You need to make sure all of this happening. And yeah, so it's all about it. There's a good teamwork as well.
In that sense, can we say that a stunt person is a unique type of storyteller and must be able to move the narrative of the piece through action?
Yes, because there's a lot of action happening behind, and you need to know the procedure of what's happening. How is it enrolling? How are we connecting from A to B, B to C, C to D? How are we connecting all of this movement? And we need to know how and of course be mindful about what we are doing. Remember the flow. Remember the choreography as well. If you have a choreography and the moment, yeah.
How do you choreograph a stunt then?
Okay, for a choreography, for instance, we'll break it in several pieces. So we'll do part A. There's some movement. We'll do it in 50% to 30, 50% speed. We call it 30% speed when we rehearse. Rehearsal is a very big part in stunt performance on a movie. So we rehearse slowly and 50%, 30% the movement, be it with the actor or the stunts. Then we rehearse part to part A, part B, part C, part D, third part, and then we connect all the movement. And once we're sure that all is being done in the same way, as well for the camera setup is okay. They know where they are. They know where we want to shoot the action. So the rehearsal is done in a certain way that the camera has the perfect position, the stunts are doing the perfect position, and through the breakdowns, and then we connect everything together. We connect everything together, and from there we can go from 50 to 40 to 60 and 70 and 100% action, and then shoot.
But Axel, as a co-founder of Mauritius Stunt Academy, what are the challenges that you face?
The biggest challenge that we face and I face as well is the fact that for now we don't have a specific location. We don't have a specific location where our training is happening. So we run spaces and then we do the training, and which is what we are working on, is to have our own space where you'll have everything about rigging, where we can train our car driving scenes, and this is where we are working. This is the main thing, because having the specific area where the stunts can have all the specific, all the required and adequate equipment and infrastructure is where will be the next step into stunts in Mauritius, for movies as well to have the spot, because it will be the spot as well for the movies to be shooting on spot as well. And yeah, so this is one of the biggest, I would say, challenge we have.
Okay, share with us some of the projects that you've worked on.
So one of my first project was in a Pakistan movie, Bachana, where I was doing the stunt double, jumping off a roof in Port Louis to shoot in Mauritius, and jumping off a cliff, waterfall, and yeah, basically this, and falling down, and this was back in 2015. And most recently, we say I was on Prisons of Paradise, shooting Mauritius. Um, we have a Netflix movie
Yeah.
by Alicia Keys, which is Resort to Love, where we work in collaboration with a lot of crew members. It was a very nice experience. And recent now, actually, we are on a German TV show. It's Club Las Piranhas. It's happening right now, and we are here and as stunt performers and stunt coordinator, and a very great time. And we're having a very great time and very amazing time here there, and yet more project coming, which is one of them is one of the founder, the world founder of parkour,
Wow.
David Bell, who done lot of movies like B13 and a famous movie B13, and we are in collaboration. We're working on a project to shoot a movie soon in Mauritius with him, and yet to be confirmed, yet to be not confirmed, but yet to be approved and go for when it's a movie. So we are in close contact with David Bell, and with the project being soon, hopefully approved and shoot in Mauritius.
How do you feel when you get these projects? Does it help you to grow not only as a stunter performer, but also as a person?
Of course, it's so it's so much of motivation, and just to have the project, it's like, oh, we are growing. There's much more happening. It's growing so fast. It's going so, because it's yet 1 year since we have been created the Stunt Academy, and we're still having project coming, and other project coming, and ideas, lots of ideas. And yes, we there's the other part of looking for sponsors and looking for help around, but it's so encouraging, so a lot of motivation into it, and which shows us that, okay, we are evolving, we are going further and further and further.
Mhm. What are the changes that you want to bring in the perception of this sport, though?
In terms of stunts,
Y- Yes, the perception, the way people view it.
stunts, yet some people do see stunts as, oh, very dangerous, or I won't do this, but as every sport, every discipline, every career, there's a start. There always start. There's a training behind, and there's so much fun behind as well. There's so much fun. Today I can say that I have so much fun of falling off something, and some people say, "Oh, I'm crazy," but there's so much fun behind it. There's training behind, and we would like to make people know. And this is why we're creating some workshop for kids, some workshop coming soon for adolescents and adults to discover the stunt world and what is the fun behind, the skills we'll be trained behind, and of course the job prospect happening afterwards.
We are actually drawing towards the end of this episode, but before that, Axel, you have launched the Academy a year ago. It's working well, you are getting so many projects, but now, what's your vision for that Academy? What's next?
Okay, the next step, I would say, again, the main vision is to create, to make stunt a profession in Mauritius. This, so our vision is to make this a profession while creating professional stuntmen and engaging into a healthy and fit lifestyle. This is the main thing: healthy and fit lifestyle, creation of professional stuntmen which are working through their passion, and it can be sport people who are physically fit sport but want to work through the sport, so they can have this opportunity through the stunt academy, be it in parkour, be it in people doing um, fighting discipline. They can have an opportunity here, and where we the job prospect here, and we want to create job prospect for residents of Mauritius, people in Mauritius, and at the same time bring more movies coming. So by creating this specific area, having this by having this school and getting in more and more evolving, we're bringing more production, film industries production coming to Mauritius, and of course creating more job prospect for more people. And yeah, this is mainly our vision. And the next step would be having our own space where uh, we are centralized into a space. We're training here. We are because there's a lot of more that we can do. Like we do driving scenes, a lot of stunt that can be done with some help, with some infrastructure, and which we were working on, and of course creating that. Like at the same time, parallelly working on creating professional stuntmen.
Thank you so much, Axel. It was such a delight to have you on the set tonight and talk about stunt and discover more about that world.
It was a great pleasure, and thank you so much for that invitation. And I really hope that we meet again soon for now a movie, let's say, for a movie
Yes,
or a
why
set of a
not?
movie.
Yeah. Dear viewers, we have now come to the end of this episode. Thank you for your time. We hope to catch you next week at the same time, same channel. Have a great evening.